Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today for the character analysis of Volpone by Ben Jonson. So, who is Volpone? Volpone, or the Sly Fox, is the main character of Ben Jonson's Volpone. He is a wealthy Venetian nobleman who pretends to be on the verge of death in order to acquire gifts and riches from his equally wealthy acquaintances. He is cunning, and a manipulative man who would do anything to expand his vast wealth. Why is he like this? Volpone is a greedy man, whether it be money, power, or people. If he wants it, he will stop at no lengths to get it. A quote by American moral and social philosopher Eric Hoffer about greed sums up the character of Volpone perfectly. Greed is a bottomless pit, which exhausts a person in an endless effort to satisfy the needs without ever reaching satisfaction. This quote embodies Volpone's story amazingly. He will never be happy with what he has, and will go so far as to rape to get what he wants. Some quotes from the play. Quote 1: I love to thrive by others' losses. Act 1, Scene 1, line 35. Quote 2: I have no more mercy in me than a dog. Act 2, Scene 2, line 20. Quote 3: Money is the vital humour of the world. Act 2, Scene 2, line 36. Quote 4: I am a lustful goat, but live but to please my senses. Act 3, Scene 2, line 1. Quote 5: I will not be frustrated of my own destiny. Act 5, Scene 10, line 1. These quotes highlight Volpone's evil, greedy, and selfish nature, and demonstrates that he will do whatever he deems necessary to acquire more money, power, or pleasure. He has no issue taking advantage of those around him, and he sees the acclamation of wealth far more important than any friends or friendship. Volpone has no moral compass to guide his actions, leading him to do unspeakable things, such as trying to rape the character of Celia, which we will look at in the monologue that I have prepared. Act 3, Scene 3 of Ben Jonson's Volpone. This takes place in Volpone's chambers. Volpone has devised a plan to woo the character of Celia, and when it doesn't work, he ultimately tries to rape her. This monologue I've picked is from the same scene that shows Volpone trying to impress this young lady, but ultimately getting far too aggressive. And as disgusting as it sounds, really, there are no stakes for Volpone in this monologue. Either he gets away with it, or he denies everything due to his illness, which thankfully is what ends up happening. Here's a monologue that I'll perform for you. Please feel free to pause the video and take a quick read if you wish to do so. As you can see, for a dirty old man, the language used is actually quite poetic, as some of you will hear and see. Some parts of the monologue are quite dreamy and romantic, without context, of course. The way Volpone describes the bath, for example, is enough to woo any lady, but he is misguided by his greed and ultimately becomes too aggressive when she puts up a fight. In conclusion, Volpone is not a good person. He will do whatever it takes to get what he wants, no matter who he hurts or cheats in the process. He will never be satisfied with what he has, and his character is ultimately summed up by the monologue you're about to see. Thank you for listening. Please enjoy Volpone's monologue from Act 3, Scene 3 of Ben Jonson's Volpone.
"'Tis a beggar's virtue. If thou hast wisdom, hear me, Celia. Thy baths shall be the juice of July flowers, spirit of roses and of violets, the milk of unicorns and panther's breath gathered in bags and mixed with Cretan wines. Thy drink shall be prepared amber and gold, which we shall take until my roof whirl round with vertigo. My dwarf shall dance, my eunuch shall sing, and my fool make the antics, whilst we in changed shapes act Ovid's tales, thou like Europa now, and I like Jove, so I like Mars, and thou like Eurus exciting. So, of all the rest, till we have quite run through and wearied all the fables of the gods, and I will have thee in a more modern form, attired like some sprightly dame of France, proud Tuscan lady and brave Spanish beauty. And I will meet thee in as many shapes, so we may so transfuse our wandering souls out our lips and scorn up the sons of pleasure.
Thank you for watching my presentation of Act 3, Scene 3's Volpone monologue. Here are the references I used for this report. Thank you.